Hello, my name is Cassandra Dean, and this is a video regarding my word problems analysis. I would first like to start with showing you how I solved each problem. My first question was Alex lived in a town with only 9 streets. There are 7 homes on each street. The question, how many homes are in the town? What I did, I looked at the number of 9 streets and 7 homes on each street. So 9 times 7 means there are 63 homes in the town. I love multiplication, and when I see numbers 1 through 12 multiplication tables, I know it just by memory. And that's how I solved my first problem. I knew 9 times 7 was 63. And my second question, Emma wanted to bake 6 chocolate chip cookies with 13 chocolate chip morsels in each cookie. How many chocolate chip morsels does she need? I knew she wanted to bake 6 cookies, and in each cookie, she wanted 13 morsels. So that is a multiplication that's outside of what I learned by memory, the 1 through 12 times tables. So I set it up as a multiplication question where I could see the numbers. I am a visual learner. So 13 times 6, I knew 3 times 6 was 8. I carried the 1. 1 times 6 is 6. And adding 1 is 7. So she needed 78 morsels to bake her 6 cookies, to have 6 cookies with 13 morsels in each. She would have a total of 78 morsels. And my question asked, how many chocolate chip morsels does she need? So she needed 78. My third, I hope that wasn't confusing. My third question, EJ has 24 color crayons in a box. What amount of crayons would he have if he received 4 more boxes? So 1 box of crayons has 24. The question asks what he had if he received 4 more boxes. So I done 24 times 4 because I know there's 24 crayons in a box. It said he would get 4 more boxes. I did 24 times 4. 4 times 4 is 16. My 6 carry the 1. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 plus 1 is 9. So 4 boxes of crayons would have 96 crayons total. So I done 24 times 4. But my question says, what amount of crayons would he have if he received 4 more boxes? So he already has 1 box. So 96 plus 24, so that would equal 120. And that was a tricky one for me. And I was curious to see how the student and the grown person would answer that question. And I'll talk about that later. And my fourth question is, Miss Shelby fed 12 homeless people 2 hot dogs each. How many hot dogs did she buy at the store? I'm sorry, it shouldn't be give, but it should be how many hot dogs did she buy at the store? And 12 homeless people received 2 hot dogs, so 12 times 2 equals 24. That's how I answered that question. How many hot dogs did she purchase at the store? She purchased 24 hot dogs at the store. Okay, so now I want to talk about a reflection on how the student, which was a 5th grader and a grown person, solved the problems. And I have their paperwork here with me, and I want to talk about what surprised me about what they did and how I thought the problems would be solved, what strategy they would use in solving my problems. So the grown person, like myself, did the same thing with the first question. 9 streets, 7 homes. 63 was the answer for 63 homes in the town based on the streets and the homes given. The 5th grader, what they actually did, they wrote out 9 7 times. Then they took 9 plus 9 equals 18, and then another 9 plus 9 equals 18, another 9 plus 9 equal 18. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 nines, and then they did plus 9. And then they did 18 plus 18 plus 18 plus 9. And they came up with 36 plus 18 plus 9, and then 54 plus 9. And that's how they arrived at the answer of 63. So they used a different strategy than the grown person did to get their answer. And this is a longer way of getting it. They used addition instead of knowing that 9 times 7 is 63 or 7 times 9 is 63 to get the answer. So I wasn't surprised that the grown person did it that way, but I was surprised that a fifth grader reverted to doing addition to solve a multiplication problem. So that did surprise me, but I guess that's what they were comfortable doing. When I'm thinking when they get into bigger numbers, they're going to have to learn the multiplication table and be able to recall it to get through it. That's just what I think. Because doing it the addition way with bigger numbers, it can take a really long time. So the second question, looking at it from both the grown person and the student, the grown person did it the way I did it, the 13 times 6, wrote it out and answered that question knowing that it was 6 cookies and she wanted 13 morsels. The fifth grader did the same addition to solve the multiplication problem. They wrote out 13 6 times and then did 13 plus 13 and got 26 plus 26 plus 26. And then they did actually 26 plus 26 and got 52. Then they did 52 plus 26 and got 78. So the student reverted back to, again, addition to solve the multiplication problem. That, again, it surprised me that being a fifth grader that they didn't just write it out and just do like the grown person did and myself to get the answer, 13 times 6. So the third question, the fifth grade student told me that there were 24 crayons in one box, and if they bought 4 boxes, that they would have 96 crayons. The fifth grader did not read the question clearly. She didn't read the question to answer what the question was asking, which is asking what amount of crayons would he have if he received 4 more boxes. So the fifth grader stopped at 24 times 4 equaling 96, and they did the same thing, 24, 24, 24. They wrote 24 4 times to get an answer of 96. But the grown person did continue on with what the question was asking, and they did the same as I myself done. They did 24 times 4, got the answer of 96, and then added the other box, which had 24 crayons in it. So what amount of crayons would he have if he received 4 more boxes? They answered 120 because they went the next step in the question and answered it completely, where the student just did the multiplication and did not answer the complete question. And for the fifth question, as myself and the other grown person did, we just multiplied 12 times 2 to get 24. And the fifth grader actually did the 12 plus 12 to get the 24. So again, they reverted to addition versus having in their memory bank that 12 times 2 is 24. They reverted to addition to complete the multiplication, which is totally fine. And I actually thought that the fifth grade student would be able to use the multiplication to answer the question. I was surprised that they reverted to addition, and nothing's wrong with using that strategy. But again, I do believe if they solely depend on that as they get into bigger numbers, it will take them longer to solve multiplication problems and going into division. I think that they should be building on what they're learning each year, and reverting to addition to solve multiplication is again a strategy, but as the numbers get bigger, it can just make the problem solving process longer. And I enjoyed putting together this word problem analysis and seeing how myself, the student, and the other grown person completed the word problems for multiplication. And again, my name is Cassandra Dean, and thank you for taking the time to watch my word problem analysis.